Hello everyone, my name is Anki and welcome to another episode of Ullrike by Anki's podcast on anything crafty, yarny and knitting related. Happy to see you again. It's been a while. It has been quite hectic, and some days when I thought I was going to able to record, something happened and I wasn't able to. And here in Finland, we do have a problem with light, but it's returning. Spring is coming, even though we had a few backlashes. Spring is never coming, only once in Finland. It comes in intervals. We now have, I think it's plus 3 degrees. It is the 19th of April when I'm recording this episode. It's not sunny, but at least it's not raining either. I hear we might be expecting snow, but I do not want to believe it. I've finished. I do not need any more snow this winter or spring, whatever we call it. That's all about the weather. It's ridiculous, really. But anyway, look what I'm wearing. In the last episode, I was planning the colors for my... Oh my god, I forgot the name. What's happening to my brain? Stratified for Tif Neilan. Sometimes you have really to dig it out. I chose the colors and I decided the colors on this sweater in the last episode, and we talked about being inspired and how it's not always easy to start things or finish things, or sometimes nothing really seems right. But this, when I was able to decide on the colors, I knit this extremely fast. And what surprises me, I finished. I wove in all the ends quite nicely, I might say, and I blocked it right away. I have never probably done that. I'm super good at doing like I did with the next project. Oh, it's finished, and I don't weave in the ends, and oh, I should block it, and I just put it away and start knitting on the next thing. But anyway, I'm really pleased. I'll try to show it. Stratified by Tif Neilan. Might be some errors, but who cares? It's very nice. It's quite fitted, not so loose, but I like it. I love the colors. It was worth the wait and the long deciding period. Now I'm thinking, if the weather gets a little bit warmer, I might be able to wear this lovely tee that I knit last summer, the Tuttu tee. The Stratified I knit in my own DK Kram DK sock. It's a sock yarn. You can use it for socks as well, but it's absolutely fabulous to use for knits like this. And if you do cables, it's perfect for that as well. The Tuttu is knit out of my Astra base, merino silk base, absolutely fabulous. And here the yarn is held double, and it has kind of faded stripes. Anu did a great job designing this tee, and it's lovely. The shawl my mannequin is wearing is the Linna shawl by Vera Välimäki with some brioche and lovely stuff. I like it. It's a really enjoyable knit. If you need something in 3 colors, want to do some easy brioche and learn something new, then you can use this pattern. It's very nicely written and understandable, and that is one of the main things that keeps me knitting something, when I understand the pattern and how it is constructed, the language and stuff like that. It's very important. And as I've probably said before, Vera Välimäki is one of my favorite designers. And I think I found a new one, Tif Neilan. This was really lovely. I have never been a stripy person. I don't know. It seems like all of Finland loves stripes, and I've always been like, not my thing. But here, when there are some textures and stuff going on in the sweater, it was very lovely to knit, and I think these stripes are quite good on me. I don't know what you think, but I love it anyway. My lack of inspiration sort of just blew away after I put up my last episode on the YouTube. And I think because of this Stratified being such a lovely knit, it inspired me more and just wanted to make more. And since we last spoke, I've finished actually one cardigan besides this. I finished this cardigan. It's the Suli cardigan by Leni Hoimela. Now I got the name right. It's knit up in my merino sock and my cloud silk mohair in a deeper aubergine color than the one I have in the web shop, but don't worry, this will come. This was a test if I like the color. It seems a little bit lighter now when I hold it up like this. And as I told you, I haven't woven in any ends. That's the plan for today. And the plan for today is also to start a test knit, which I can't really tell you about yet. But in that test knit, I am using one of my newest colors, I Love You, and lemon silk mohair. It will be lovely, I promise you, and I will tell you about it later. I used Leni Hoimela's pattern for this Suli cardigan. It goes mid-thigh about. But I used a much thinner yarn. I used the fingering yarn and the silk mohair when the pattern calls for a DK yarn and silk mohair. So I knit one, do I remember correctly? Yes, one size bigger than I usually would, and then I just like tried it on during knitting, and I expect it to grow a bit when I block it and soak it in water. The knit will relax, and I think it will grow a bit. I don't mind. There's room for growing. I don't mind. But if it stays this size, it's okay. I like it. The only problem is that we're expecting summer, and I have now two wonderful knit pieces I would like to use. And look, I haven't had these together, but I think this is a match made in heaven. So if the next winter that comes is very, very cold, I'll be fine. I like it. It took me about 2 or 3 years to get excited about silk mohair, and now I'm stuck with it. I necessarily don't like that when I knit I can have silk mohair fibers in my lashes or mouth or in my coffee or tea, but hey, once it's knit up, it's lovely and warm, and you can create so wonderfully light fabrics with silk mohair. Other than knitting these, I've been trying to reorganize my knitting room and yarn room, and during that process I got rid of my corner of shame. That meant I had a corner with some boxes and filled with like project bags full of project waiting to be finished, and I found a few surprises. And as I told you in the last episode, there are some unfinished objects that I don't like, and I know I will not use them, so I've started the process of ripping out, and I will have to rethink the purposes for these yarns. We'll see. The process of ripping out, sometimes it feels like it's very easy. It's renewing. It gives you the feeling of having power over your creations and something like that. I'm sorry if I'm not so easily understandable today. It's been a rough week. But sometimes, I get a little bit anxious, and am I doing the right thing? I put so much work into this. Should I rip it out, or should I just continue? But I don't see the point in continuing when you just like know in your heart, in your core, that this is not right. This is not okay. I don't like it. Oh, it's better to rip them out. Oh, I went to the dentist today, and therefore it's not that easy to pronounce all the words. Maybe not the best decision to start recording, but I feel like I have to do it now. I need to do it now. This is the right moment. And what better day to start a weekend than talking to you about knitting? When I cleared out that corner of shame, I found more works in progress, more whips than I'd like to admit. Do you recognize this? Or am I the only one who starts projects and just kind of forgets about them? I don't know what happens sometimes. Projects that you're really excited about, I like knitting this, and oh, I want it finished, and whoop, here comes the next one, and oh, it's out of your mind. I don't know. Is this crazy? What do you do with your projects that you don't really like anymore? Are you like me, ripping out things? Do you forget about projects? I'd like to know. What else has happened? We went away for the last weekend. We went to Riga for a break with my husband, and it was very lovely to have time and spend time together and see a new city. The lovely old town of Riga is very special. But we were maybe there a little bit too early in the spring. It seemed like a lot of the shops and restaurants, cafes in the old city were closed, and the weather was quite cold. But I hear it was much worse at home last weekend. I heard it was raining a lot. So in Riga it was not raining that much. One of the projects about the trip, I did not buy any yarn. I think my husband was wondering if I was sick, because I had him come with me to a yarn shop, and there was a lot of lovely yarn, and it was quite affordable. I don't know what happened. I think maybe it was because a lot of the yarns were probably made for machine knitting, and I don't do that. Of course, they could have been knit by hand, held double or triple because most of them were very, very thin. But I don't know. There was a really, really wonderful yarn with 100% cashmere, and I didn't buy it. I still wonder why. But okay, I do have a yarn. Maybe I don't need it. But I'm thinking about it. They have a web shop. It was called the Woolly Shop, I think. Maybe I'll just place an order at some time if I really need that. One of the projects I found while clearing out the corner of shame was the beginning of a top in a linen yarn. Oh, now I lost some stitches. Ugh, I have to pick them up again. I'll pick them up afterwards. That's the problem with this kind of yarn. Isn't it lovely? A lovely green linen yarn. I had to pick up the skein. I have no idea. Does it focus? I can't remember which label, and I know I have quite many of these still, but I don't know where I have archived them, but I will find them. That one I checked. I'm knitting on a 2.5mm needle, and I wonder which year it will be done. I hope it will be done during this summer. It would be really lovely to have a summer top. I'm bad at making summer tops, but that's a go. And then I have purchased some quite deep red, like wine red or burgundy yarn for peacock tea, which I don't have here, but that's the plan. I would make one for this summer. I like how it looks, and I've seen many lovely peacock teas, so that's a plan. Then I found, actually, I really haven't super much forgotten about it, but it's a little shawl I started last summer, and then I needed the needle for something else. So it has been hibernating since then, but now I'll finish it. I'm using the pattern for, that's called The Simple Thing, and I'm using 4.5mm needles. So this, along with that linen top, I will knit them. Why I'm saying this so firmly is that I really want to finish a few things before I start the next large project, because I feel like they're weighing me down, so I need to finish those, and I feel like I want them, so that's the plan. Clear up the house, finish some objects, and start a new luxurious, egoistic knit just for me, because I have something wonderful waiting for me in my stash. I will talk about that in the next episode when I have allowed myself to start it, because you can't do everything at once, can you? What else? Those were projects in progress. Oh, I have one more. This is a beginning that I just had forgotten about. The Wild Posy Flora by Melody Hoffman. I started it a year ago. I think. I got this far and then it stopped because this is an unspun yarn. Why do I drop all the things? This is an unspun yarn from Gotland. I bought it during my trip to Gotland. It is produced by Gotland Spinnery, and it's lovely. You can really scent. You know this is real stuff. This is well, because the fragrance is very sheepy. So it's spun out of 100% Gotland wool, and its fingering weight about 400 meters on 90 to 110 gram scale. I like it, but it breaks so easily, and I'm having trouble with that because I like it when I can just let my hands flow. I can just knit. And I have trouble being so gentle that this yarn requires. So I will probably have to take that project out and start working on it when I feel really serene and calm and grounded or something, because otherwise I will just forget myself and break the yarn accidentally as I go along. But no, maybe there are yarns for different occasions and different situations. I don't know. One festive yarn, actually, this is the new in shop sequence. This is my newest yarn base, the Dreamer. It's a lovely silk merino blend. It's quite high twist, 20% silk, and the rest is merino, superwash merino. This is a very good yarn for anything, and knit with a very tight gauge. It would be suitable for socks, I think, but I might use those socks while sleeping because I usually have wool socks on every night when I go to bed. My feet feel comfy and happy when they have wool socks. These are the 5 colors that are available now. Let's start with Flirty Flamingo. Kind of a soft coral with a little bit pinky feel to it. Then we have Beach Cobble with different blue shades and some gray. And Sage was the first one I showed you. And then we have Sweet Surprise, which makes me think about like ice cream with berries, perhaps. I like good things. And then as the last one we have Morgana. I think this would be a very good yarn for tees and tops and actually shawls. I've started a shawl, but I have knit about 10 centimeters, and I just realized that I need to start it over again because I want to do the increases and decreases in a different way than I have done. I have not got any pattern for it because I just make it while I knit. What else is new? I am making new colors and I will show more of them in the next episode. But we actually have some knitting accessories that I got All of them are not in the shop yet because it takes time to update them, but we have some goodies here I can show you. Knitting markers from Knits with numbers, so you can track on which row you are, or how many decreases or increases you've made. I think these are fabulous. There are the white ones, and then there are the black ones. And we also have measure tape with the Knits logo. And then I got some scissors. These are precise and you can cut very exactly with them. And then we have some needle stoppers in different colors, these arches, and then we have the sunflower stoppers and quite many other things. Where did I put those? Oh, and what I like, these are so wonderful. Knitting markers, a coffee pot and some coffee cups. They're mine. I'm keeping some for myself. And row counters. When you start, you take the put the first ring in the row counter on the needle, and then as you go along, when you change from row to row, you pick the second one and a third one and the third row and so forth. These are ingenious. They're really wonderful to use while making increases and decreases or keeping track of a cable chart or something. And I love this unicorn. It's really lovely. So you can check them out on the website. Then we have some other knitting markers and stuff. You can find them under the notions section. And after this weekend you will find the new color I showed you last time, and we had a little name competition on. You will find it in the web shop after the weekend. And this is the perfect spot to announce the winner, because I didn't come up with a really good name that I felt like was spot on. Sometimes when you overthink things, you just don't see the forest for the trees, or whatever you say in English. And I asked you to help me, and thank you so much for your comments and your suggestions. There was one that I instantly felt among the suggestions that this is the one, this is the name it should be, and that was the name suggested by Granny Knit. Congratulations, you won us, Kane. So the yarn is now called Spring Passion, and I think it's a very good name for this yarn. So Granny Knit, send me an email with your details. You will be getting one of these in the mail. What else? Knitting plans, perhaps? I told you a little bit already, tops. And I'm actually kind of in between projects right now, if we don't count those that I found. I must say, I think it was about 10 projects I dug out from my corner of shame, and I know there are a few more in the cupboard. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about more wonderful things. I actually started one project. Ooh, I don't remember, did I show you this? I started another one as well, and it's made in it's a sock that I am knitting in my Porvo colorway, and I really like how it's knitting up. I don't, however, like this heel with the short rows, so that's why I haven't made the other sock. I'm still thinking about if I should rip out the sock and re-knit it, because I don't like how it looks. This is how the yarn looks when turned into a ball. And then I started a shawl in my single base, single. The Limelight by Johanna. The pink one is Unicorn Romance, and the green limey is Fairy Wiggle. I think they're quite cute together. So the Limelight, you can find it in the Lineup book 52 Weeks of Shawls. I'm not sure if it's available as an individual pattern already. It might be, but I didn't think about checking it out. So this is how it will look like. I need more shawls, smaller shawls. I have these West Knits big shawls, and I discovered that I really don't have shawls in lighter, brighter colors. So therefore that shawl, and then I'm thinking about making at least a couple of others. The Mohair shawl, the simple thing that's on its way, it's a bit too warm for spring or summer, but I need something that goes with summer clothes and colors. So that's the plan. And of course, socks. We'll see. I don't have much time these days, and I'm starting to prepare for shows and stuff. And I think I will have an experimental weekend this weekend, and experiment with different color ideas I have, and I'll test out a few techniques that I've been thinking about. And in addition to that, I will start dyeing, so I have enough for the summer and so on, because I realized that in July I want to be able to make almost any dyeing, so I have to prepare for that also. Because in July I will be going to the Jyväskylä Knit Festival. Yesterday I got the letter of approval. I will be selling my yarns there, and when I come home from Jyväskylä, I think I'm home a week before I go to Shetland, Edinburgh and Shetland, and then I will be traveling for 2 weeks. So I won't be able to dye. And then when I get back, I'll start work almost immediately. So we'll see. I will make something up. I won't be able to have hubby doing any dyeing. I would like to see him dye. Okay. What else? I haven't started the Minna cardigan I was talking about in the last episode, but I will skein it up today. I'll make the cakes today, and then I thought, because of this test knitting, if sometimes when you do test knitting, at least I think so, Some parts can be a struggle, and then you need to have a little break, and then I could knit the mini cardigan alongside with it. And I am going for, I was going to say the darker gray, but now I'm thinking I might do it in the light gray yarn I have. I don't understand why it's so hard to decide sometimes. Or maybe I could do it in both. I'll just make two. That's a thought. So, what else do I have on my needles? I'm a member of the Marta organization, a women's organization here in Finland. And it's like divided in small organizations, local organizations, and it's called förening or seura, and I can't get that what it is in English in my head, but we now have a project that we make socks for charity this year, and we're knitting for example for cancer patients, because and we also knit hats, not only socks. In hospitals, it can you can freeze very much during these treatments, and it can be cold, and when you lose your hair, it's not nice. It's very cold, and therefore we are making hats and socks. Just something happened here. I got out leftover yarns, so I'm making socks in fingering held double. Here is one merino sock and one glitter sock, and two different grays, one merino twist and one merino sock, and there we have merino sock double in forest path, and I'm making like bulk stripes, and then the toe part will be in this red as well. I have quite a little bit of the red, so therefore I didn't make the heel in the red. I realized knitting this sock that I usually tend to, when I do stripes or any kind of color work, I do choose very contrasted yarns with a very high contrast, and I feel like this is low contrast, but it's beautiful. I like it very much. The colors pop more now in this light, and I feel like, oh, I feel like I need a pair of this for myself. Here I made the traditional heel. Is it called the Dutch heel or something? The first kind of heel I learned, and I think it's the most commonly knit heel here in Finland, at least. So this is great. A lot of people have already knit quite a lot of socks, so it's very nice. Do you knit for charity? Do you go to a knitting group or something? I like having these knit cafes every now and then. We're gathering about every third or fourth week and have a little bit coffee or and some snacks after work and knit together, and we, if someone has a problem, we help each other, and we have a very nice knitting community, I think. And I have made really great friends in this community. I hope you have a community like that. Otherwise, you can have online communities as well, and online knitting cafes. but it's different to see people in real life. I think we sit quite a lot at the computer and in different meetings on the distance, so we need more contact with people, being in the same room, talking, or just being together. That's very, very important. Okay. I dream about knitting a lot of lovely sweaters. Even though my sock stash is getting very small, like I said before, I use socks when I go to bed. I use socks when I'm at home. We have quite cold floors during winter. But I haven't been great at knitting socks lately, so I have to pick up on that. But the only patterns I see and get excited about right now are sweater patterns. And you would think that a small project would be easier to pick up and start knitting on, and more interesting in that way, that it's you get it quickly done, but I can't find that interest. This is nice because the I'm using the yarn held double, and the colors are changing, and the feeling of this fabric, it's quite dense. I wish you could feel it, but it feels, it's safe, a silly word to use. It just feels like stable and safe. So I hope the person that will get these socks will feel that, well, I've been knitting them, I've been thinking, even though I don't know who will get them, that I've been thinking and wishing well for the person, and I think some of it can be felt in the fabric itself. You know, this is something that bothers me. Oh no, somebody's calling. Let's continue. That was my I have a hairdresser's appointment for tomorrow, the first one in about 6 months. Can you see? And she had to rebook me. I get to sleep a little bit longer tomorrow, so I was just grateful. Anyway, I have to weave in some ends, and I'm a little bit worried that will the tension be off at these points when I start weaving in, but I don't know. And then I noticed that casting on, this is very sturdy and it's not so flexible. I might have to open it up and re-knit this beginning. I don't know if I will manage that so it looks nice, but we'll give it a try. What else? Dreams about knitting. My Ravelry library is large, and I do hope that somebody else has a larger one, because I was looking through my patterns that I purchased. I'm not going to count them because then I get desperate, but I obviously at some point during my purchases I have thought that I live forever. But I think, let's see, I will show you a pattern as I get it to open. Why are things always like not working the way you want them when you are trying to show people something? Now it works. Start moaning and everything will start working. I will be making this Anna tea in the Flirty Flamingo for myself because I like it. I think this is a good color on me. A little bit worried that the saturation might not be high enough, but I will hopefully get a little bit more color on my skin during summer. I don't know. So that's one. I will make the linen top and I will make this Anna tea. And another project I have planned, but that will be for the autumn or winter, but I don't know which yarn I will use. Maybe some of those I have in my stash. The astery, isn't it lovely? I think it's fantastic. The yoke is fantastic. And then I had some the porty pullover speaks to me very much. And I thought, like, since I'm going to Shetland this summer and I will visit some yarn stores and I will be visiting hopefully sheep farms, I think I will buy the yarn for porty pullover on Shetland. And I think I might use these colors. I don't know, but then again, it would be very, very lovely to have the main color as a green one and some pink, yellow, brown, and violet, deep violet or something. I don't know, but the cardigan, the porty pullover, and the astery are the patterns that speak to me very loudly. And then I have an idea for the yummy yarn I bought when my colleague Lammas Yarn Company's Kati visited Turku a month ago. Oh God, time flies when you're happy. What are your plans? Are you planning summer knits? Do you have a lovely pattern that you love a lot that you just want to knit over and over again? Or do you want to try new patterns all the time? Tell me. And I promise you, I will try to be a little bit faster recording these episodes the next time. I really do hope my experiments this weekend turn out the way I want them to, and then I will have to I'm planning a collection, a new color collection for this summer and for the Vascular Knit Festival. So let's see what I can cook up. And yet again, a little reminder, Granny Knit, send me an email and I will send this beautiful skein of yarn to you. Thank you for helping me with the name. I hope you have a beautiful weekend and lovely moments knitting and planning knits or finishing knits or just using knits. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.